What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, Terence Crawford was on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Gilly and Wallow. I really enjoyed the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast because Gilly is so sport informed, like on a lot of different sports, and he know his stuff for real. He has great knowledge on basketball, football, boxing, and all this and all that. So I always enjoy and rap as well. So I enjoy his perspective on certain things. I enjoy Wallow's perspective on life and elevating above BS, because as a man that did 20 years, Wallow's spirit is just so it's so godlike. When I say not like God, like he's God, but I mean it's such in a happy place, in a place of peace and serenity. And the way he talks about peace and serenity to black men is something that a lot of black men need. So I watched that podcast and I really respect what they're doing over there. But recently they interviewed Terence Crawford, welterweight champion Terence Crawford. He's set to have a showdown with Errol the True Spence, and they about to have a clash. It's a clash of titans. One of the best fights. That fight is the biggest fight in boxing by far. It's no longer Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, even though that fight gonna sell a lot of tickets. It is gonna make a lot of bread. It's still a great and exciting fight for people to see, but because those men have went through their trials and tribulations, have suffered losses, have gotten older now, and some people might feel like, oh, it might not be the same in their mentality or same physically due to age now, is waned as the greatest fight in boxing. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, even though it took some years to make, is still the biggest fight in boxing for sure. And everybody is waiting at the edge of their seat, salivating at the mouth to see how this fight is going to play out. Nonetheless, Terence Crawford goes on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and I really just saw the clips, and I really didn't watch the interview for real. I saw clips, right? And I'm gonna say this too: the clips I saw, man, Terence is a real solid stand-up brother, right? For real. He seemed like a real squared away, you know, no bullshit type of dude, and I can salute that in a lot of ways. I'm going for Errol the True Spence. Everybody that watches this channel know Errol my dog, and I even feel Terence got more in the toolbox than Errol. But I just think that Errol got a lot of dog in him that people don't see and they underestimate because he was a suburban kid, and because he's acquired demeanor, he doesn't have this outward mean streak that Terence Crawford has in his face and his appearance. But Eric is a dog. Errol is a dog and a relentless fighter all across the board. Nonetheless, let's get to the whole situation with Boots. So I don't know if Gilly and Wallow call Boots, because Boots is from Philadelphia, Jaron Boots Ennis, right? Welterweight contender, top welterweight contender. I don't know if Gilly and them call Boots or if Boots called in. But y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna just say this: if Gilly and Wallow called in or called Boots while Bud was there, they had Boots up there looking like a fool. They had Boots out here looking crazy. They helped to have him looking real bad out here, right? Not as a fighter, not like, you know, because Boots is an extremely talented fighter, but the way he sounded when Terence Crawford basically was like checking him, it sounded bad, right? Boots came out, you know, on the call basically saying that he'd been trying to fight Terence for a long time and acting like Terence and his camp are not trying to fight him. So Terence responds, he said, hold on, wait a second. When you trying to fight? When you try to fight me? When have you been trying to fight me? When have you been trying to fight me? And Boots starts stammering over his words. You know, he starts sounding a little shaky on the phone. And I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, shit, Boots. You looking like you might be nervous on this phone call. He may not be nervous. That might just be the way he talks when he may be upset or excited. But it wasn't a good look. Because Boots couldn't even pinpoint an exact time when he pushed for the fight against Terence Crawford. He couldn't even pinpoint a time at all, right? He's just saying, I've been calling you out. I've been calling you out. Since 2018, I've been calling you out, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Terence Crawford moved up from 140 to 147 in 2018. And Boots wasn't on that radar at all like that to be trying to call for a fight like that since 2018. So it sounds crazy, and it sounds like he really don't got no specific time from when he really was calling for the fight. So if we looking at Boots like, what are you talking about, dog, right? And so Bud and they're like, man, he's sleepy. He's sleep, man. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, right? Then he like, hold on. Then Bud says, hold on. You saying you been trying to fight me? What? you saying one thing and your father saying another thing. For those who don't know, Bozy Ennis, the father of Jaron Boots Ennis, he says that Bud Team, I think he basically was saying Bud Team or wanted to reach out, or they reached out, but basically they declined due to their loyalty to Showtime. They wanted to check with Showtime first before all of this situation happened. And so if that's the case, man, and Boots is out here gung-ho and talking like, you know, like Bud is ducking him, it looked crazy the way, it looked bad, man. Boots on the phone stuttering, stammering, acting like, sounding like he don't even know how to respond to certain questions that Bud is asking. And you can tell he really didn't have a exact date to push for the fight. And I'm like, yo, man, I respect anybody that's a Jaron Boots Ennis fan. I think he's a dope fighter. I think he's going to be the guy at 147 after Terence and Errol leave the division, for sure, right? But I'm telling y'all right now, man, a lot of Boots mega fans, y'all going to walk him right into a problem that he not ready for yet. I'm sorry. Y'all going to walk him into a problem he cannot solve just yet. I understand being a fan of a guy, because I'm a fan of Errol Spence Jr., I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder, I'm a fan of Tank Davis, a lot of these young dudes I'm a fan of, right? Without question. But to act like Errol and Bud is ducking Boots is ridiculous. And I think it got Boots thinking that they ducking him for real, or he just trying to create some type of smoke screen to make it look like, you know, dude's just running from him and he the boogeyman, right? I think he gonna be that dude without question. But I look at that last fight he had against the dude named Karen. I told y'all on this channel, Boots didn't look good to me in that fight. He looked okay, he looked cool, but at times, he missing looping hooks. I'm talking like he's spinning around almost, missing these hooks, missing them wide. He showed that he really didn't know how to cut the ring off in that fight. And I'm like, yo, that ain't the performance you really want to have against a guy like that in that situation. So I'm looking like, Boots he got stuff to learn, man. I said if he would have fought Errol Spence Jr. or Terence Crawford after that fight against Karen, however you pronounce the dude's name, I said Boots was gonna lose, and he would lose unanimously. He would lose unanimously, or maybe even get stopped because the way he don't know how to cut the ring off, and I don't think his defense is like super excellent like that. You know what I mean? But people improve on those things once they're battle tested. But I'm looking like, yo, I looked at that like, Boots looking a little, you know, like he's not ready for them top guys at the moment, man. But again, Bud checking him like that, I'm talking about, and I respected it though, because Bud, hold on, man, don't be on here talking crazy. So he told him, don't front for Gilly and Wallow on them now. Don't front for Gilly and Wallow on them now, because I respect that. Like, hold on, don't be talking as if like I'm ducking you and all this and all that, getting on the phone with them. And when you call me, you can't tell me you can't tell me when you tried to push for a fight. You can't tell me the exact date. You gave me a super generic, broad-ass answer since 2018 when Terence was just coming to the division and trying to fight and fighting for a belt. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I think, like, you can be excited for a guy, excited for a fighter, but it's like, yo, everybody got to wait in line. You're not going to jump the line of Errol Spence to fight Terence Crawford. Like, you got to wait. Errol definitely wasn't going to fight Boots before fighting Terence at all. You know, and I think young fighters like Boots got to realize he's not in line to fight these two top guys right now. Boots can fight Yordenis Ugas, Keith Thurman. He can fight Virgil Ortiz. They may try to push that Virgil Ortiz fight later down the line for some cash, for some real big bread, because of, you know, they both young guys who up and coming, got a lot of skill in the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? Or they might try to make the fight happen because they seen what happened with, contact lens acting up. They saw what happened between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia and how much, you know, it generated a lot of revenue. People bought the fight. People came to the fight. They were clamoring over the fight and excited about it. So they might make that fight with Boots and Virgil maybe sooner than later. I don't know. But my thing is that people got to stop acting like Boots, like Bud is ducking Boots and ducking this one and that one. Because I'm like, and I'm an Errol Spence fan. But it kind of just look a little, Boots was looking crazy the way Terence was checking him. And he couldn't, after that, I'm like, yeah, I don't think Boots was really trying to fight him for real. I really don't. And that's no disrespect to Jaron Ennis. I think he's a special talent, a great fighter, but I just don't think he's ready for that, and he got to stop. The fans, I think, you know, fans got to stop with this whole thing that don't nobody want to fight Boots at all, as far as like they don't want to see him because they're scared. I don't think that's the truth, right? And I want to tell fans, you have to be warned about bigging guys, certain guys up and making them the ultimate boogeyman prematurely. I'm not saying this is. I don't think this is how Jaron Boots in his career is gonna go. But I've been watching boxing long enough to see young fighters where they on their rise and it could seem meteoric. Things happen too quick and they fizz out, right? I seen what happened to Andre Berto. I saw what happened to Adrian Broner. I watched that up close and personal when he lost to Marcos Maidana and what happened after that. And what I looked at how he was viewed and how he was revered and how he was just, I don't know, man. He was honored in a lot of ways. He was saluted for a lot of ways, and people were looking at him as the second coming. And he lost him because people put a little too much on it, maybe a little too fast. Or maybe they didn't with Broner. I think Broner might have went up too far in weight. He tried to do too much, you know what I'm saying, honestly. So I think that's how I look at it, man. But truthfully, man, and then also too, I look at people like Devin. I look at people like Devin Alexander. I look at I had another guy in my name in my head when I thought about fighters. When you try to build them up, you try to say this one and that one ain't ready for him, and this one and that one ain't ready for him too soon. Well, I don't know. I think maybe Erickson Lubin too. You got stopped by Charlo in vicious fashion, trying to hurry up. People talking about Charlo ain't ready for him, and he ain't this and he ain't that, and it may have been too soon, man. So, but yeah, man, I was looking like, man, Terence out here sunning him and talking without a smile, not a giggle, not a crack of no smiling, no giggling, no nothing when he talking to Boots about, hold on, stop trying to make it seem like you trying to go out here and you trying to whoop my ass for the longest, and you really wasn't, and your pops proved it. Don't be out here doing that, creating a smoke screen for your fan base or for Gillian Wallow to think that I'm running from you. And as a fighter, a lot of people would say that because you like, hold on, man, don't make it seem like I'm trying to be out your way. You know what I'm saying? When you know I wouldn't have a problem being your dance partner in the ring at all. Don't do that. And you got to respect that, man. But yeah, Terence Crawford was out here checking Boots. And I'm looking like Boots, like he was not ready for that phone call. He wasn't ready for that pushback. Maybe he was expecting a little friendly, competitive banter. Nothing too crazy until Terence showed that he wasn't playing. He wasn't on no games. He wasn't on hee ha ha key time. He was like, hold on, stop with the bullshit. Don't like what Wallow say, stop with the dumb shit, dog. Don't make it seem like I'm running from you and you were trying to box me in and I'm just trying to squeak out of your position, your direction in every way. That's not what's going on. You know what I mean? So respect to Terence Boy Crawford and respect the Boots too, man. I think Boots is a dope talent. I just think that he not ready for Errol and Terence right now. And I also think that he got to recognize that he not going to be in line to fight them with what's at stake currently, undisputed. Dang, my contact lens acting crazy on me. But he got to realize that too, man. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out, y'all. Peace.